Hi there! Welcome to Apple World yet again, assuming I realized that this would have been the result. Like, I couldn't ever have followed through with something like this. Rihanna obviously can't stand Kendall Jenner. It's a well-known fact that Rihanna has never loved the Kardashians. Yet it appears Kendall is the one that bothers her the most, and she won't hesitate to show it. So how did Rihanna show it this time? And what is Kendall's opinion about being despised by Rihanna? Surprisingly, we'll give you the entire once-over, so keep close by till the finish of the video and ensure you hit that buy-in button for more hot celeb tattle. Does Rihanna still hold a resentment against Kendall Jenner? Rihanna tossed conceal at Kendall ordinarily previously, yet we thought Rihanna was over anything meat she had with Kendall. Well, it turns out Rihanna still could do without Kendall, and she believes that the entire world should be aware of it. However, before we let you know what Rihanna did this chance to show she can't stand Kendall, we should investigate every one of the times Riri concealed her. In all honesty, Rihanna's abhorrence of Kendall can be followed as far as possible back to 2013 when Kendall doll was only 17. Kendall loved Riri at the time, so in front of Rihanna's LA show in April, she took to Twitter to show exactly how energized she was about the occasion. "If Rihanna doesn't perform confoundedly tomorrow, I will fly off the handle." Kendall tweeted. While it seems like Kendall was simply kidding, Rihanna didn't trifle with this remark, and she applauded back, "Well, don't come Kendall anyway." Decided to overlook Rihanna's discourteous answer. She actually appeared at the show. It's not precisely clear why Rihanna wanted to embarrass Kendall like this, particularly since Kendall was as yet a young person at that point. She actually hadn't become famous outside the Kardashians' unscripted television show. Such countless fans called out Hannah for being inconsiderate for not an obvious explanation, and directed out how Kendall did nothing out of sorts toward incite this response. One fan composed thought it was exceptionally mean of Rihanna to do that. "I'm certain Kendall isn't the main individual to have tweeted and thought something almost identical to that." She didn't immediate the tweet at Rihanna. She wasn't utilizing her big name status to demand it. She was tweeting as a fan. Rihanna is simply dreadful anyway. Rihanna's fans say guarded her idiom. Rihanna just had a snide funny bone and guaranteed she couldn't care less about Kendall enough to despise on her. Well, see, that would be trustworthy if Rihanna didn't keep tossing conceal at Kendall and glancing back at it. Appears Rihanna truly had something against Kendall from the very outset. Sure, perhaps Rihanna basically could do without to see celeb kids getting renowned on account of their family associations and not difficult work. However, assuming that is the case, why has Rihanna never concealed other Kardashian sisters? Why Kendall explicitly? Well, anything. Her explanation is Rihanna has never avoided telling the world she can't stand Kendall. In 2015, Rihanna even pulled out of Victoria's mystery show without a second to spare after Versus chose to supplant English model Jordan Dunn with Kendall. Jordan then, at that point, took to Twitter to hammer Victoria's Confidential for projecting Kendall and composed having a such a great deal better outlook on not doing this. I mean, Versus now that Rihanna isn't doing it likewise anyway. By this point, Kendall had proactively accumulated her reasonable part of critics as a result of her presumptuous demeanor towards different models, and she was likewise, as of now, not a teen, so the fans didn't want to protect her any longer. As a matter of fact, many lauded Rihanna for hauling out of the Victoria's mystery show, and one individual tweeted at the time, "So happy that Rihanna is supporting Jordan Dunn, really complete bees that they supplanted her with Kendall, who has never worked with Versus and after Kendall began acting better than different models." While likewise asserting her family associations didn't have anything to do with her prosperity, the fans began agreeing with Rihanna's stance significantly more. In an August 2018 meeting with Affection magazine, Kendall offered a few extremely haughty remarks about demonstrating and said she and her group had continuously been really specific about what show she would do. "I was never one of those young ladies who might do like 30 shows a season or anything that those young ladies do," Kendall said. To exacerbate the situation that very year, Kendall was named the most elevated procuring model on the planet, and she got the style symbol of the 10 years grant. Yet is Kendall Jenner actually the main individual you consider when you hear style symbol of the 10 years? We don't think so. So assuming so anything, it's Rihanna who merits that title more than anybody, since she's one of those interesting celebs that sets precedents as opposed to following them and consistently does her own thing with regards to style. Many fans likewise brought up how Kendall was only 21 at that point, so it settles on no sense to decision her design symbol of the 10 years envision, thinking Kendall is the style symbol of this decade. When Rihanna exists, one fan tweeted someone else composed okay, yet Riri begins a recent fade each week that individuals genuine follow and clothing organizations like Style Nova presently produce style in light of what Rihanna wears since she kills with respect to Rihanna's response to Kendall winning design symbol of the 10 years grant. She never openly remarked on it yet. I figure we can all envision how she had an outlook on it. As a matter of fact, only months after Kendall was named style symbol of the decade, Rihanna was purportedly heard expressing a few exceptionally frightful things about Kendall at the 2018 Met occasion. One onlooker told Star magazine that Rihanna was remaining close to Kendall Jenner at the bar and uproariously said, "Beneficial thing, I have bends to pull this outfit out. I would prefer not to be a stick figure." The insider added that Riri just gazed at Kendall, snickered in front of her and left. And keeping in mind that Kendall's fans called out Rihanna for body disgracing the naval force, protected her, and guaranteed Riri is never spiteful to anybody without reason when a pisses could do without you. This is on the grounds that they see through you, one fan said. However, what reason does Rihanna need to detest Kendall to such an extent? Well, many fans feel that right. Anna essentially sees Kendall to act as an illustration of an entitled favored La Rascal who has no clue about working hard for your fantasies on top. All things considered, Kendall and her sisters have been blamed on various events for being society vultures and taking advantage of dark culture. Revenue-driven, which could be another motivation behind why Rihanna doesn't have any desire to connect herself with Kendall and her family, and since Rihanna is surely not by any means the only individual who feels as such about Kendall and the remainder of the Jenner tribe, many fans don't appear to definitely dislike Rihanna being impolite to Kendall. Riri is a sovereign and strive to get where she is not normal for Kendall. As I would see it, one fan said, the Kardashians think the world revolves around them, and Rihanna demonstrated that is not the case. Another fan said that seeing Rihanna toss conceal at Kendall makes her affection for Rihanna a lot more, and she added, "I love when elites set the Kardashians straight." However, there's another well-known fan hypothesis about why Rihanna apparently can't stand Kendall. While this hypothesis actually doesn't make sense of why Rihanna openly embarrassed Kendall back when Kendall was only a young person, a few fans are persuaded that the genuine explanation, Riri despises Kendall, is a result of Asnap Kendall and Pronto are reputed to have connected at one point. And many fans feel that is the reason Rihanna continues to toss conceal at Kendall. However, Rihanna is the one dating quickly now, and the relationship is supposedly getting intense. So does this mean Rihanna is not generally annoyed by Kendall? Well, it looks like Rihanna still would rather not partner herself with Kendall in any capacity, and she as of late made that completely clear by excluding Kendall in her most recent Savage Fenty show, which debuted on Amazon Prime on Friday, September 24th. Rihanna enrolled all the most sultry celebs and Instagram models to stroll in her show, including Kendall's best friend, Gigi Hadid, who, very much like Kendall, has been blamed for utilizing her family name to excel. Rihanna has additionally recently projected Gigi's sister and Kendall's ideal